Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, Air, the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about the astronomical, out-of-control pricing for Carnival rides in the state of Ohio, and really just in general for county fairs and stuff like that's what it is. As well as the fact that I guess in the last day or so, Mike Dewine has officially activated the cops for the Eclipse now. By that I mean it's essentially, I was on my phone early this morning because there's a app I found the other day called Newsbreak, and it's basically what it does is it's like a location app. Essentially, is what it is. You can put your location in there, whatever the case be. Like, let's say it's Canton, Ohio, whatever the case be, or something, or it would be like Detroit, Michigan, or something. And it tells you like different stuff going on, like whether there's like a fire in the area, or if it's like the cops are chasing somebody, or there's like all kinds of criminal activity going on, or something like that. Or it could be something as like a governor announcing like, hey, I'm going to activate this emergency response stuff is what it is, which is what Dewine did, I guess, yesterday is what it was. He activated. It's basically the Ohio version of FEMA. It's sort of similar to what Eric Holcomb, the Indiana governor, activated the other day with the emergency declaration, where he was basically talking about that interstate compact thing is what it is there. And I don't think Dewine has technically declared an emergency yet, or maybe he did and that just doesn't say it in that piece of article I was reading there is what it was. But from my understanding, it was as of yesterday, he's officially activated like this emergency thing for the state of Ohio is what it is now, to where you can have like, it's basically local cops and feds working together to, quote unquote, keep people safe this coming Monday during the eclipse, which now there's obviously trending on X currently. It's just like what Tactile Muff Top was talking the other day on his chat about the possibility of Islam attacking Christians and Jewish people and stuff like that during the eclipse and stuff like that over the whole red heifer thing. I guess there's actually talk from ABC News and a few other sources like that now, where they're talking about DHS, from Homeland Security, and then also one of the alphabet agents, I'm not sure which one was, FBI, ATF, whatever it was there, are telling people to be on high alert now because there is going to be possibilities of an actual attack happening Monday afternoon then during the eclipse and shit. So it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, again, this is what happens, people, when you allow a fucking terrorist cult masquerading as a religion called fucking Islam into this country. These people have no business being our fucking nation ever. Our founding fathers said as much in the fucking founding documents, where you had multiple founding fathers, including Thomas Jefferson, openly being like, no, Islam does not belong on U.S. soil, period, ever. Fuck these people. And that's what it should be. There should be a fucking permanent exile of that entire fucking terrorist cult off of our fucking country's soil entirely, dude. And it should just be banned for life. Like, that's honestly what should happen after 9/11, truly speaking, dude. You should have had a permanent ban on everything Islam-related, basically. And been like, sorry, tough shit, you ain't coming to this fucking country, fuck you. Like, you don't mass import people in fucking record numbers where it's like 10,000 here, 20,000 there, 40,000 there, 50,000 there. And then you got fucking Islamic terrorists and Somali terrorists and the Ohio State House now, like that piece of shit Ismail Muhammad and that fucking dumb cunt Marina Abduli and stuff like that. And then you got these other ass webs trying to come up too now in this general election coming up now, where they're trying to be like 5 of these fucking assholes in power now instead of 2, where it should be fucking 0, and it should be they don't cut the fucking U.S. soil, what it is now. Told to kick fucking rocks. Like, seriously, it's fucking ridiculous, dude, entirely. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was fucking violence from Islam and shit, dude, because why wouldn't they be sitting there waiting for fucking something to happen? I mean, hell, we've seen fucking gangs of these motherfuckers, not just Islamic, but also other fucking ones, like various sleeper cells of dudes and stuff like that, just sitting on fucking street corners waiting for goat orders is what it is, dude. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was not only just Islam, if it was also fucking others out there too, like Venezuelan gangs, Chilean gangs, MS-13 from all over the fucking earth, basically. You would have different cartel members and stuff like that leading a lot of this shit too, for that matter. And I would not be the least bit surprised if it was sometime Monday afternoon during the eclipse, during the actual blackouts and stuff, if it was a fucking thing where as soon as the totality started hitting or whatever the case be, their go order was basically hit on a fucking cell phone or something like that. And it was like 24 season 4 or some shit, dude. Where it's like, okay, now's the time to do terrorism. So, yeah, I would not be surprised by that one, dude. So it's like, again, this shit could be preemptively stopped right fucking now. It's called kick fucking doors in. and start arresting these motherfuckers en masse, dude. Like, it's not that hard. Hell, you could mass deport them out of this fucking country in the next 48 hours, for God's sakes. Or not even 48 hours. It'd be like, hell, you could, if you did it right, honestly, you could have a lot of these people gone within 24 hours of this country, dude. Have them on fucking planes back to their shells of origin, is what it is then. Have them on random planes to other countries and stuff like that. You know? Fucking force them on Saudi Arabia and shit like that, for God's sakes. Because a lot of cases, for Islamic shit, that was the first safe nation it could have gone to. But of course, Saudi Arabia's not going to take them in, because why would they? When they were the fucking assholes that rolled behind 9/11, for God's sakes. So, it's a bunch of shit, dude, entirely. And it's like, no, if they're not going to take them in, neither fucking should we, for the matter, dude. We should have never taken these fucking people into our country, especially when it was their fucking bullshit-ass fucking cult that caused 9/11 to happen in the fucking first place, dude. It's a bunch of shit entirely, dude. So, speaking of a bunch of shit entirely, we had this picture pop up on X a little bit ago here of a thing of chemicals fries that are obviously small that they call large fries. This is apparently the quote-unquote large fries in California now, where this obviously small pack of children's fries that used to be in the Happy Meals and shit now cost over $5 fucking, dude. First of all, stop eating chemical-based crap, which is what those fucking fake-ass fries are, dude. It's a pack of lies. It's not a pack of fries. Which, by the way, I'm going to start making different t-shirts, and we're going to have a pack of lies t-shirt that just is like a pack of fries. It looks like McDonald's fries, or whatever the case be, maybe. Like just a silhouette thing on them or something like that. So, or it might be just stop eating packs of lies or something like that, and it's just like, don't eat fast food or something like that on the bottom of it or something. So, I don't know. It's still a work in progress. I just thought it up a couple months ago. So, anyway, but the whole point is, though, and then on top of all that, you know, going back to the whole thing with the Eclipse stuff, when you have all these different governors and all these different, you know, mayors, etc., throughout this country currently that are basically telling people all this, and not to mention that, but like all the cops and stuff, whether it be highway patrol, whether it be state police, all stuff like that's what it is, telling people, oh yeah, make sure you're all, you know, ready to go and have, you know, full tanks of gas and fucking, you know, 2 weeks worth of food or whatever it is on hand and stuff like that. And it's like, what are you not telling us? Like, that's the thing, right? Like, it would be one thing entirely if they were like, hey, so here's the deal. There's a solar flare about to, like, hit the Earth. We don't know if it's going to knock out power for the next couple of weeks or whatever the case be, but if it does, like, we might be kind of fucked. So, yeah, stock up on food and water and gasoline and everything else you would need, like, to actually have. And if you need to have, like, you know, things in Faraday cages, like a generator and shit like that, so it actually functions after the fact, like, make sure to have that done up right is what it is then. Like, if they were for real about that shit, dude, like, obviously, if they said it would have, like I said it that way or whatever, it probably caused a crazy-ass panic, I'm sure. And you'd have people, like, fight each other in fucking Walmarts and Targets and everything else like that for, like, little bits of food is what it is then. But the thing is, if they were just, like, if you actually had government be, like, for real people about the whole thing, dude, and not be a bunch of liars and shit, not just, like, hiding stuff from us what it is, you would have more trust in government in this country, I believe. But that's the whole point, is government does not want the trust of the American people, because all they want to do is control our fucking lives. It's exactly why you have so many of these asshole, scumbag, criminal governors in the Democrat Party, and a bunch of rhinos, too, for that matter, both in, you know, Congress and Senate and everything else like that, too, for that matter, besides the governorships, besides, you know, the presidency, etc. right now. And it's all about fucking disarmament. And it's like, these are the same people, by the way, they're screaming for your disarmament as an American citizen, while they are literally arming illegals coming into our fucking country right now. While they are allowing open borders to go on constantly, where you have fucking mobs of people, many of which are known fucking criminals that are being released from prisons in their own fucking countries to be sent over here is what it is. And it's like, bro, not only should we be getting armed, you should have state governments only giving us fucking guns at this point as American citizens. There should be like, here's your fucking high points. Have at it, Hoss. Like, seriously, that's one thing I plan on doing if I do become governor of Ohio in a couple years now, dude. Like, if we don't fall as a country this year and I'm actually able to become governor in 2026, like, one of my first acts in 2027 is I'm going to create the Ohio militia at that point, where it'll be the entire state of Ohio is now a fucking militia. Any adult over the age 18 can be in it. That's not a criminal and shit like that. Sorry, I'm ready for that. any person that does not have a felony record or has gotten their rights restored because of bullshit. Because there's people I would actually have the rights restored immediately, is what it is as governor, too, for that matter. Like that one kid that got fucked over for mishandling firearms motor vehicle shit is what it is. And now he basically has, multiple felonies because that crap is what it is there, which he should have now had because he was only 19 and carrying, constitutional is what it was then. Because that's another thing. I would redo constitutional carry to 18 over then is what it would be as well. And so basically from there is you would have this constitutional militia of 18 to, 60 basically is what it is, which is exactly what our founding fathers was. So basically here's the thing about militias in this country. So in our founding fathers' day, there was two different versions. There was the version of, there's actually a military version at one point, and then there was the actual U.S. government version, our founding fathers version, I should say. So essentially what you had was, you had the U.S. government version, which was essentially like military age people and stuff like that. So it was like 18 to 45 or something like that. And then there was another version that our founding fathers did back in their day where it was actually 16 to 60. And now granted, 16, 17, because it's, not legal adults is what it is at that point. It's kind of hard to be like, yeah, let's actually arm teenagers, basically is what it is, like underage minors and stuff. But yeah, the whole point is it's like, yeah, when you turn 18, if you're, have no criminal record, have no felony record, anything like that, like, it's like, okay, here's, you're going to come into this place for a day or two. You're going to learn the basic ins and outs of firearms and stuff like that. You walk out, here's your fucking guns. And we're just going to buy out High Point at that point and just arm up the fucking state entirely under my governorship was what it'd be then. So, anyway. Because what better than to have an entire armed state? And by the way, just to be for real about that one, to make clear on what I'm actually saying there, you would have to be an actual U.S. citizen in this country and in good moral standing with this country. Not some piece of shit illegal trying to come in here and fuck with our country. Not some motherfucker who was falsely given fucking quote-unquote refugee status and stuff like that. I'm not talking about arming Islam or anything like that, dude. No, I'm talking about arming Americans against these fucking threats is what it is in our country. So, anyway. But, yeah, so apparently I guess Dewine, let me see if I can find the article here on my phone real quick and discuss exactly what he actually did up here is what it was. Because it said a couple things actually of what he actually had done, I guess, when it was talking about the stuff here. So, let's see if I can find it again now. So we got Dollar General making huge changes in Ohio. No, I said something here. Largest fish caught in Lake Erie last year announced. That's cool. Dog breeder accused of running puppy mill Ponzi scheme in Ohio. Look at those cute little puppers. Fucking people, man. All right, we got Central Ohio forecast for total solar eclipse Monday afternoon. Got Cleveland Burger King employee held at gunpoint by an irate customer for giving them a discount. The fuck? I gotta read that shit. That was from 2 days ago. Yeah, so he almost paid the ultimate price for giving a discount. A Cleveland Burger King employee was held at gunpoint by an irate customer who didn't like being given a $3 discount on his meal. This is Howard Vernon, 38, was working at the drive-thru Easter morning when a customer came through his line ordering 2 sausage, egg, and cheese croissants, a sausage biscuit, and hash browns around 9 a.m. So the total came to about $8, $3 less than the normal cost due to the special running at the time. Okay, so it should have been $11 then. Let's see here. Said he was like, my order can't be right. It should be $11. And I was trying to explain to him that we had a promotion going on and it's cheaper. He started cussing and getting loud. Father of 10, Vernon told the outlet. Jesus Christ, dude. I wonder how many baby mamas are involved in that father of 10 there. Probably a bunch is my guess. Yeah, that's like, why would you become angry for being given a discount? That's just fucking dumb, dude. Like, that's just a guy looking for violence at that point, bro, is what that is. Fucking people, man. I'll tell you what. 2 bricks in a backpack. 3-year-old carrying more than 4 pounds of cocaine in pint-sized Nike bag leads to woman's arrest. Look at that shit. And of course it is who you think it is, man. That was the fucking mother of that kid. What a piece of crap, dude. Let's see. Yeah, it's talking about solar eclipse right there. I was trying to find the Dewine one again here, but it's not popping up here for some reason. I'm actually just going to look up Dewine's name on this one then, see what pops up then. Ask anything. Dewine. There we go. Just found it here. Yeah, activating Ohio Emergency Operations Center. Governor Mike DeWine activated the Ohio Emergency Operations Center to support local communities before, during, and after the upcoming solar eclipse. The action demonstrates proactive measures to ensure a safe and effective response to potential needs arising from the influx of visitors exceeding expected for this event. So, makes sense. This was announced 6 a.m. this morning is what it was on here. Yeah, DeWine said, quote, "There is no better place to experience an eclipse than in Ohio, birthplace of aviation and heart of aerospace." Said, "Well, we are confident that our local communities have fully prepared for the influx of spectators. Having our emergency operations center at the ready will allow us to immediately respond if any unexpected need rises." So beginning on Sunday, staff members from the Ohio State Highway Patrol, Ohio Emergency Management Agency, which is basically our state version of FEMA, is what it is then, the Ohio Adjacent General's Department. I don't know what the fuck that even is, dude. Some of these are just, I feel like, made up bullshit at this point, honestly. We got the Ohio Fire Marshal's Office and the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency, so the Ohio version of the EPA is what it is. And the Departments of Transportation, Natural Resources, Administrative Services, and Job and Family Services will assemble at the EOC, which would be the center place, there's what it is, in Columbus to organize resources for local partners who request them. So what DeWine is doing is getting ready for the April 8th eclipse, said EOC. Activation follows the executive. Okay, so he did Oh, okay. So it was not him doing doing one like Eric Holcomb did the other day. It was DeWine issuing an executive order last month, I guess is what happened there. That's why I didn't understand what was going on then. So he already basically declared emergency. Then it was a month ago is what it was, though. So yeah, it was sometime last month in March then is when DeWine did an executive order here that directed all state departments and agencies be prepared to support local communities during the eclipse. Ohio EMA has been coordinating with state, local, and private partners to prepare for the increased demand on gas, food, shelter, traffic, and cell phone services since the year 2021. So they've been prepped for this shit for 3 fucking years, dude. That's insane. So, yeah, it's pretty wild stuff, man. And that just basically goes on there and talks about the stuff and where the construction is going on right now in different places and best places to be, and the whole thing is what it is there, which is kind of interesting. And then what's even more interesting to me actually is that how going to downtown Canton here, because this is something I want to talk about, the fair ride thing as well. So there is a carnival coming up here in May that is run by the same people who are now doing a deal for the solar eclipse in Stark County Fairgrounds right now, is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up real fast here. So this ride place is what it is here, who I'm assuming owns the Stark County Fairgrounds, what it is maybe, or something. Yeah, they have an eclipse watch party going on between now and the 8th, where if you actually look at it here, they are charging $50 a day, which was starting on this past Thursday through Monday now, to basically set up a tent on the Stark County Fairgrounds area. There's what it is. So I don't know if I can do a live view of Stark County Fairgrounds now. That'd be pretty cool if I could, though. But yeah, it's fucking nuts, though, dude. So essentially, you're charging people like $250 for a 5-day time span there to watch a solar eclipse, dude. I mean, it's not a bad deal, honestly, if you were, coming from out of state or something like that. You knew you needed some place to stay or whatever the case be. It'd be cheaper than a hotel, honestly, at the end of the day for that time period then. So now, granted, would I really want to sleep in the ghetto shithole of downtown Canton where the Stark County Fairgrounds is at? Fuck no. Like, that's the entire point, dude. I would be staying with family or something if that'd be the case then. So, but yeah, it's pretty wild how they would have that, though. But anyway, Another thing I want to talk about though would be the this other thing here, which is the festival, or I should say the first annual Village Carnival at the Hall of Fame Village there. So this is what I was talking about with the ride tickets being out of control right now, dude. These motherfuckers are trying to charge $35 a day for a day pass to ride the fucking rides, or $75 for the weekend. And I was thinking that up because my buddy has a bunch of young kids who, if they were going to go there, they'd always want to ride the rides and stuff. This dude, for his children alone, would be spending $175 on 5 ride tickets. Not including food, not including any kind of other stuff, drinks, whatever the case be. $175 potentially for 5 kids to ride one day. That's fucking insane, dude. Like, I remember, and I know it's at least that much at the fairgrounds and stuff, pretty much, for that whole thing, for like weekend passes and shit. And the thing is, I remember when I was a kid going to Stark County Fair and stuff like that, doing 4-H and shit. And bro, back in those days, and we're talking like 97, 98, 2000, 2003, something like that is what it was, give or take in that time period, there is what it was there. Like up until like the mid to 2000s, I think is what it really was, like Bush administration, the first go around anyway. It was like a ticket or two maybe per ride. Like you could literally have a ticket. You would go in there, you'd pay, you'd have the ticket stub or whatever the case be, give it to the kids. That's what a lot of old folks did, is what it was, going to ride the ride, is what it was, or whatever. And yeah, they would only need like a ticket or two to get on the ride there, is what it is. Now, these places, for all these fucking rides, are charging minimum of 2 tickets all the way to 4 tickets, dude. And because I was looking at another thing here, where it was, this was a local county fair that this was at, I think the past year here is what it was. And it was the same ride company there that were charging, so I can get here now, $15 unlimited for the day, or $2 per ticket with 2 to 4 tickets per ride. Like, bro, that's fucking retarded. Like, either one of those is fucking retarded. Like, the $15 a day or the fucking $2 per ticket is fucking insane. Like, how are you justifying that shit? Ever. Like, it just blows the fucking mind, honestly, dude. Not to mention the fact that, like, half of these rides they have running out right there right now aren't even fucking fit for humans to be on them to begin with, dude. It's like that Fireball one that killed that kid a couple years back now. It was at the Ohio State Fair, which, by the way, I want to point something out on that one because I didn't really ever talk about this one on camera too much. My nephew and sister-in-law were almost on that fucking ride when it blew up, dude. When the shit, like, broke off and fell off and stuff a bit, the whole thing. That killed that young kid then, who was, like, 18, 19 at the time. Yeah, they were, like, literally standing in line waiting to get on the fucking ride when that happened. They saw that kid's body fly through the fucking air. It's like, bro, not okay. So, anyway. But yeah, and then the reason I bring it up, obviously, is because there was a similar ride to that one, that Fireball ride, that was in some part of, I believe it was either UK or it was like London here this past week or so, where it was a bunch of spectators watching. It was like one of the ones that like spun around and went like back and forth and stuff like that while it was spinning around and shit. And fucking chunks of it just start falling off, and it came like this close to hitting like 20 fucking people, dude. And that's the problem, because again, these rides are not inspected properly. And it wasn't until, unfortunately, after this kid died, that there was actually a piece of legislation here in Ohio named after him, is what it was, that basically makes us like one of the few states in America that actually inspect all carnival rides now before they're actually able to be used again. And it's like after a certain amount of time, you have to have like, it's like pretty much like daily inspections until the shit is all fixed up and like welded properly back into place and stuff like that. Because that was the real problem with the Fireball entirely. It was the real issue. The real issue, actually, this is a problem right now. These rides are so big, like they're huge. They're fucking, they're gigantic. Even when they're taken down and stuff like that to be put on like tractor trailers and shit like that to move around and stuff, or like put on some kind of like a trailer hitch thing is what it is there, to be driven to the next county, next town, whatever it is there, next state over or something like that for their events. Then they're still gigantic, dude. They take up a fuck ton of space on the road is what it is. And the problem is, you can't really put them in a barn. Like, you can put some of them in a barn, obviously, to, like, keep out the elements and stuff, because they're, like, a little bit smaller and shit, like the kiddie rides are, obviously. But, like, the larger ones, like those big-ass, like, things, they're literally just sitting in fields for the most part. Sitting in fields, maybe they get a tarp over them or something at the time. But yeah, they're just sitting out in the fucking elements. They're having rain, snow, sleet, all that stuff like that, hail fall into them constantly. So of course, it's the metal parts, mechanical parts, etc., are going to rust. They're going to fail, and that was the problem with the Fireball. It was basically a piece of shit ride that should have never been in fucking operation to begin with, because it had like multiple things wrong with it, and it was after the fact they figured out like half the fucking things were rusted out of the whole thing. And honestly, the saddest part about that kid that died, honestly, it could have been some Final Destination level Carnival ride thing, dude, where it was like 50 people dying on the fucking ride that day, honestly. Because truthfully, like, it was like this close to like several of the fucking seat things just cracking off and busting their way is what it was then. And killing a bunch of other people too, for that matter. So, yeah, needless to say, it could have been so much worse. And, you know, I do feel for that kid and his family. Because obviously he was, you know, I think if I'm not mistaken, he was going to go in the military is what it was then. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, died before he was able to get into basic training there is what it was. And I believe his family actually sued the state, and I think actually the ride company too, if I'm not mistaken, for wrongful death, as they should have, obviously, because again, it was both failing on that part. It was all three failing, because it was the Columbus Fairgrounds failing to actually inspect rides properly. It was State of Ohio failing to do their job to actually have the rides inspected properly, and it was the company itself being negligent as fuck is what it was then. So, but yeah, it's just ridiculous all the way around, and it's like, again, like, what? And that's, again, that goes to show back to what I was talking about, dude. Like, why would you pay $35 per ticket for that stuff, dude? Which kind of makes me wonder, because the Hall of Fame Village there in downtown Canton now, they're currently in the process of making a giant water park thing inside of there too. And I was talking to Mom about this when she was still alive, about a year or so ago, when we first saw them erecting that building, what was there. And when I found out what it actually was, and I was like, you know what, I wonder if they're gonna price some people out of actually being able to come into the places what it is there for the water park and the slides and stuff in there, and like the different pools and things like that to use them and stuff. And it would make sense, you know, given the demographic of many parts of downtown Canton is what it is there. And these are the same shithead kids that are the ones that go to Stark County Fairgrounds every year and have fights and brawls and stuff like that, because their single shithead mothers give the fucking kid like $10 to get in the fucking gate or whatever it is, and nothing else pretty much. They're like, here's $10, you know, have at it, Hoss, and they have enough to basically get into the actual general admission, and have like, I think it's like $1 or $2 left over for like a fry or something, basically. And then you wonder why they, you know, try to steal shit, try to fucking fight each other, etc. there, when they're being left to their own devices and shit. So, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was kind of a similar thing going on there with the village and shit, where they got the people like got a bunch of kids there trying to do something like they did years ago with the IX Indoor Amusement Park, where it was them just, you know, trying to cut lines and stuff like that. Didn't have tickets to ride, but still try to cut the line anyway and get in there for free and shit. And then caused to be a bunch of fighting there, and that's why you had IX Indoor Amusement Park no longer be a thing in there anymore, because first of all, they changed the thing around after that, where it had to be any minor in the place had to be accompanied by an adult after the fact, that it was then. And then it was not long after that, it was during the 2020 lockdown stuff, that we basically had that place shut down permanently, I believe is what it was, because their whole thing was basically, we're an indoor amusement park and everybody's on lockdown. We can't make money here. So, and it kind of fucked them at the end of the day is what it was then. So it kind of sucked on that one. But, because it did fuck over a lot of people too, for that matter, because it wasn't just, you know, the kids like that were going there. It was also a bunch of like other, you know, children, white, Asian, etc., that would go there and have fun with their families and shit. And yeah, it fucked those people out of ever being able to go back to the indoor amusement park then, because of the fucking lockdown stuff. Not to mention all the mom and pop restaurants and other businesses that got shut down in the last several years, when dipshit Dewine's lockdowns and stuff. Like 2020 is what it was there. So I still maintain the reason that old fucker is current governor right now is because actually two different reasons. Number one, you had a bullshit primarying system where it had to be Republican or Democrat. Number two, you had multiple challengers that year, where if that fucking piece of shit criminal Joe Blyson had just bowed to the fucking race and been like, hey, everybody, get behind Jim Renacci, Renacci would have just won the fucking nominee, beat Dewine by a couple 100,000 votes is what it was then in the primaries, and then obviously went on to easily beat Nan Whaley's ass in the general election. And then the third thing, obviously, was you had a bunch of third-party candidates whose names were all not on the ballot, had to be running candidates, is what it was for the governorship. And had any of those people been on the ballot besides DeWine and Whaley, you would have easily had fucking a new governor at that point that was not named Mike DeWine. So, and sure as shit wasn't named Nan Whaley, who was a gun-grabbing, fucking abortionist mega cunt, who thank God is irrelevant as fuck now. I don't even know if she lives in the state anymore now. I hope she actually just turned tail and fucking got the hell out of the state entirely after she lost like that, dude, because, dude, she got fucking trounced so bad in that governor's race. So, and she would easily have that happen again in the coming one in 2026 then. So anyway, but yeah, the entire point is, though, it's like, there's a lot of fucking crazy shit, though, man. And like I said, it's just sad what we're seeing right now with this whole thing. And it's just like, you know, you got people who are like overcharging for things that are like, yeah, you can have fun, but it's like, how much fun are you really having, you know, as a parent when you're having to shove out like almost $200 worth of fucking shit just for like rides and stuff for the kids for a day? Like, dude, honestly, truthfully, for that kind of money, I'd rather go to a fucking gun shop, for that matter, buy a fucking like cricket single shot for the kid, and then go and get a couple bricks of fucking 22, and you're gonna have like fun for a bunch of days then. Teaching the kids how to shoot is what it is, man. Versus taking them to some fucking place and just blowing like almost $200 for fucking a day of rides for like 4 or 5 hours, whatever it is there. That's if you even stay that long, for that matter, which most of the time those kids get tuckered out early, obviously. So it's going to be maybe 3 hours for like $35 a piece. And it's like that, you're talking about like over $10 a fucking hour, dude, that you're paying into that fucking ticket price then, which is just insane, for that matter. And not to mention, for that matter, if mom or dad wants to ride too, honestly. So it's like, it'd be more than that even. So you got a family with like 5 kids and then 2 adults potentially would all ride the rides and stuff. So you're talking about, you know, at that point, you're essentially saying it would be, I think it was 175 plus 70 would be, yeah, like $245, almost $250, dude. Like, shit. At that point, if you had every member of a 7-person family riding a fucking ride, dude, I could literally go buy a fucking Taurus for that kind of money, bro. Hell, I did recently, actually. So, less than that even. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, when you get into the point of, like, you know, the price of actual firearms in this country, like, it's kind of detrimental to have, like, one day of fun versus, like, a lifetime of fun kind of thing, you know? So, yeah, like, it's crazy, man. It really is fucking nuts, honestly. You know? So, anyway. But, oh, apparently, I guess Roxanne Perez won the NXT Women's title back at the Stand Deliver today, so that was cool. So, in fact, I'm going to go check out the NXT results right now and see who all came out on top. Here's what it is. Since I saw her winning on the thing, there's what it is. So, let's see. Got Spears versus Gacy. Okay. Let's see. NXT tag titles. Were retained. Let's see. North American Championship. Retained. Let's see. 6-woman chick title. Or 6-woman chick match is what it was there. Faces won. Like I said, Perez won, obviously, her title back that she never lost. Let's see. And then you got Dragunov defeating D'Angelo for the NXT Championship. That's cool, I guess. I actually wouldn't mind seeing Tony D'Angelo win the title, though, on that one. And just having them send Ely up to the main roster to fight Gunther and stuff like that. So, but it is what it is, man. It'll happen at some point, though. So, let's see what else is going on at X right now, if anything. Oh, apparently, I guess one of the things that was trending earlier, supposedly going back to that 145 days of insanity with the left and shit like that, dude, that want to make like more than a third of the calendar year into like the quilt bag mafia shit. Supposedly today is the quote trans day, or no, it's not. Sorry, not trans day. It would be the International Asexuality Day, is what they call it. It's like Jesus fucking Christ, children, bunch of nuts. Oh, I guess there was also some crazy shit going on with CERN yesterday, where they had people literally doing a demonic performance that was like a Baphomet performance. Here's what it is. So, yeah, as people pointed out here, it said CERN opening ceremony was so demonic. Why would you perform a Bride of Baphomet seance while opening a scientific lab machine that tries to recreate the God particle? Yeah, fucking nuts, dude. So, yeah, it's pretty wild shit, man, for sure. Yeah, everybody's saying CERN gets wildly disapproved during the eclipse now. I mean, there's so much crazy shit going on during this coming solar eclipse, dude, whether it be the CERN fucking collider thing, whether it be the NASA doing fucking rockets into space that have like biblical names and shit like that. Whether it be what's the other ones now? Sorry, I was just checking out Bailey's nice ass. That was trending in the X thing. There's what it was. She is a decent looking chick, honestly. I'll tell you that much right now, dude. Like, she's not as good looking as she used to be, I think, honestly, with the way her hair was before that. But like, she's still pretty good. Good looking. So we got Senator Bernie Sanders' office in Vermont caught fire. Arson is suspected, but the motive is unclear. Well, when you fucking suck the dick of the commie left, like Antifa and BLM terrorism, and then you stop, blowing these motherfuckers, maybe that's what happened there. Or perhaps maybe it was Bernie Sanders burning up his own fucking office to literally destroy evidence, people. Since you know this old motherfucking commie piece of shit who's never done a goddamn thing in his worthless ass life, except fucking suck off the government tit and the fucking taxpayer money for fucking 40-something years of his piece of shit ass life. Is obviously corrupt as fuck. He's done a bunch of insider trading to get rich and stuff like that. Went from being a do nothing guy to a multi-millionaire and bitched about millionaires and billionaires paying their fair share until I became a millionaire, and then all of a sudden it was billionaires need to pay their fair share now. It's like, fuck you, you old commie bitch. Not to mention that fucking breadline Bernie was one of the biggest fucking ass cocks back in the day, talking about how Soviet Russia was good because of the bread lines, because meant people were eating. It's like, no, dumbass. Many people were starving underneath the goddamn communist regime, you fucking moron. Like, I swear to God, dude, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, and Eric Sowell, all 5 of those fucking jackasses should have been kicked the fuck out of Congress / Senate back in 2020 when they all tried to fucking run for the presidency and failed fucking miserably. And it should be the same shit right now, dude. We need to have auto DQs / resign to run stuff across the board if we're trying to run for a higher office like that, dude. Where it's like you got 48 hours to resign from your current position, or you keep the fuck out anyway, is what it is, asshole. If you're a U.S. Senator, get the fuck out of the U.S. Senate, run for the presidency, don't come back, bitch. And if you don't get out in 48 hours, we get to kick your ass out then, by force, is what it is then. So, this one's kind of interesting. We got this story right here. It said, Wisconsin becomes 28th state to pass a ban on, quote, Zuckerbucks ahead of 2024 election. I'm guessing that's the one where you can buy up people in election interference. What it is then. Then we got this one, which is a judge tosses New York City squatters lawsuit claiming rights to $930,000 Queens home after they tried using Shake Shack receipt to prove it was their home. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. What a joke. Like, thank God the fucking judge, like, was like, no, fuck you, get the hell out of here, bitches. Of course, you know exactly who it was, by the way. It was this white woman's home right here is what it is, dude. And of course, it was fucking minorities that were trying to steal shit from her is what it is then. So I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of those assholes or not in this, but doesn't look like they have one right now. Yeah, try to use a fucking fast food receipt. That's a decent home, but $930,000? No, hell no, bro. That's not $930,000 worth of fucking money right there. Hell, in Ohio, that would be like maybe $200K or so, give or take, $300K maybe, depending if you got. Well, actually, my lane right here that I'm on right now, potentially we can get like $250 out of it right now is what they're appraising it for, with the house on it, obviously, and 10 acres here. So yeah, if you had like that kind of house right there on this 10 acres, then it'd probably be more like $300,000 or $400,000 then is my guess. But yeah, it would not be anywhere near worth almost $1 million then. That's fucking insane, bro. So, but yeah, that's some stupid bullshit though. Let's see what it says here now. Yeah, it's a judge has dismissed a lawsuit brought by a pair of alleged squatters. They are not alleged; they're two fucking minority squatters. What it was, dude? Sued the owners of $930,000 Queens home after cops escorted them off the property last month. Said case is over. The couple's attorney said to reporters outside Queens Civil Court Friday. Shortly after the judge discontinued the case with prejudice, meaning the claim cannot be refiled ever. Says landlords, owners own the house, have possession. So people who said that they were locked out have walked away from the situation. They are no longer requesting to be restored to possession of this or any of the stuff in the house. What it is then. So said two men did not show up to the scheduled court appearance. Of course they didn't, dude, because they're fucking trying to find someplace else now. They're fucking illegally break into and steal is what it is there. So again, this is why squatters' rights should not exist at all in this fucking country. And if you're trying to squat on people's land, you need to be shot is what it is, dude. On the spot is what it is for real. So anyway. But that's cool. They were showing short video here of the dogs that were in Resident Evil that were supposed to be like the hellhounds or whatever that were all infected by the virus and shit. Getting their makeup put on them to be like an actual dog doing the thing as it was. So that's pretty cool. Somebody was talking about this police pursuit where this guy was almost ready to get the stuff on there and get the 4-star gone or whatever from the cops in the real life GTA, but he messed up or whatever and went too early or something. So anyway, let's see what we got here now. Anything else worth talking about here? Yeah, let's see. Oh, that was the thing that came out yesterday. I guess piece of shit Gavin Newsom, after announcing the $20 minimum wage there in California, was caught how he has his own businesses there in California, where his cheap bitch ass is only paying the employees $16 an hour. So it's like, yeah, you're just a fucking scumbag, Newsom. Of course you are, you fucking cunt. And now we got this one, and the reason I bring up Newsom's last, obviously, is because we got this one now from the Wall Street Apes people there, which said, real estate loan officer Pierce Barton started looking into Gavin Newsom. This is going to blow you away. So Gavin Newsom owns 12,000 square foot home purchased for $3,700,000 back in 2018 in Fair Oaks, California. He also owns 19 additional properties, owns a massive amount of land with 3 properties that are 5 million square feet each. Said, for your reference, 5 million square feet is the equivalent of about 100 yards or 100 acres. Jesus fucking Christ, dude, that's insane. So yeah, it's like 10 times the land I have on my property right now is what it'll be. Says Newsom has made a lot of rules and regulations in regard to real estate in California. So it made us curious, what real estate does Gavin Newsom own? This person said, did some recon and found out he purchased this 12,000 square foot home for over $3.5 million in 2018. Said, then popped on PropStream and looked the home up. And sure enough, it says Gavin Newsom owns this home. And then I looked at linked properties, and he owns 19 other properties besides this one. He owns a massive amount of land, three properties, that are 5 million square foot each by the 100 yards, 100 acres there. So yeah, fucking crazy, dude. Not gonna go any further than that, but yeah, it's just fucking like what a piece of shit, dude, for real. Like Newsom really is the goddamn Antichrist, dude. Really is what it is. Actually, I had a conversation with Corey this morning actually about that because we were talking about some stuff. He called me last night. We were on the phone for almost 5 hours until like almost 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. this morning. Actually, what it was. And we talked about a bunch of different stuff. Obviously, I'm not gonna get into all of it, but one of the things I mentioned to him last night because we were discussing the whole thing with the upcoming eclipse. Here's what it was, and I said, like real talk, like. Who do you think would be the Antichrist if there was one rising right now in this country of like known people and stuff? Obviously, Corey's go-to answer was Elon Musk. I'm not so sure about that, man. Like, I think there could be a lot of them, though. Like, if it's a guy, I could easily see it being like a Gavin Newsom type or something, maybe. If it was a woman, I could see like Gretchen Whitmer or something like that. Maybe Kamala, for that matter, depending. Maybe Nancy Pelosi, etc. would be another one. I don't think Chuck Schumer is 100% Lucifer. I think he'd be more like one of the lesser demons, or like Lucifer, like Baal or something like that is what it is, or one of those other ones, like the 5-6 demons that Lucifer has underneath him is what it is there. Or like I was telling Corey, I think honestly like Whitmer could be like almost like a Lilith type or something like that to Lucifer. So, but anyway, so anywho, let's see. We got former high school wrestler Gabriel something or other tackles crazed man who allegedly assaulted a Subway employee. Kid would be going to jail if he did this in New York City. Yeah, exactly. It's sad, man. How our fucking laws work. Oh, you got piece of shit little climate terrorist Antifa fuck girl Greta Thunberg, so-called getting arrested again, which is all bullshit for fucking smoke and mirrors show, dude. Dude, if she was really getting arrested overseas, she'd be getting her fucking head beaten in for real at this point. She wouldn't be having like 2 cops just like drag her dumbass to a fucking bus and then toss her inside of it. Like that's like the fakest arrest I've ever seen in my entire life, dude. Her ass would be in fucking handcuffs at that point at least, bro. Like talk about a fucking stage psyop and shit. What a fucking joke, man. Like seriously, at least beat her fucking face in the glass or something, people. So anyway, oh yeah. Somebody was talking about the one thing that never got old. If you haven't seen it, there was a video. This happening back in 2020 there. During the Floyd riots is what it was of 2020. You had these dumbass white college kids inside of a fucking, I don't know if this is like a second floor or third floor dorm area and stuff like that there. Where they were basically, the one kid's knocking on the glass, phone in his hand is what it was, filming and shit, and being like, hey, like, we support you guys, BLM. And then literally, fucking like 10 seconds later, wham, fucking big ass brick number 1 comes through this fucking window. A couple seconds later, they're like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Wham, a couple seconds later, another brick comes through the second fucking window. Or rock, whatever it was. I'm not sure what they were tossing. It was either bricks or rocks, one of the two. And they're like, what the fuck, bro? We're on your side. We're on your fucking side. It's like, you're just retarded, kids. Fuck you. Like, you're fucking dumb, dude. Like, do you not understand they fucking hate you, dude? Like, the entire BLM movement is a bunch of black supremacists. And people who self-hate white people is what it is, dude. Which in many cases are dumbass white leftists. It's like the same thing with all these dumb bitches that are a bunch of fucking white women and stuff like that fucking stupid cunt Kathleen Belo the other day on that dumbass Against All Enemies documentary thing where she's bitching about white supremacy this, white supremacy that. It's like, bitch, you know damn well that's not a fucking threat to America right now. And you know fucking full goddamn well that what is really a threat to this country is a bunch of fucking minorities doing some fucking terroristic shit in this country is what it is. I just realized I had like another bag of stuff sitting here that I had not opened the other day, apparently. I thought there was one that I had out here and I couldn't find is what it was. Yeah, it was sitting like right next to the chairs. What the problem was there. So, bag of snacks, obviously. So I'm going to put that in the pantry out there in a couple minutes. It'll be then. But yeah, no, for real though. It's fucking bullshit is what it is, dude. So, and then of course you got BIPOC doing racism here, putting up a thing that shows all these minorities are a bunch of scumbags. And it says, quote, racism against white people is not real. White people cannot experience racism. Bullshit, we fucking can't. And then it's a bunch of black supremacists talking about often white people is what it is, dude. Like I said before, I'll say it again, dude. Like, this is exactly why we're heading so fucking close to a point in history right now where you're 100% going to have fucking race riots in this country. You're 100% going to have, I don't really want to say like a racial holy war or something like that, but I think it could end up being that at some point, depending on how far it goes down the line and stuff. But you're definitely going to have like tribal disputes and shit is what I call it best, honestly. And it might be tribal disputes with people of the same fucking race, basically. And you could also have other stuff like that similar to that matter. So anyway. So I just watched this video from the Gun Lovers Club. I'm not going to show it because I think it might violate TOS because it's technically showing a guy reloading guns and stuff. This is obviously bullshit, dude. Like, you got this fucking Chi-Com little fuckboy doing a stupid ass little gay ass AK reload, like real fucking quick or whatever, and then just like fumbling around like doesn't know fucking reload a goddamn AR-15 is what it is. It's like, first of all, you don't take your other fucking hand and put it on the damn button, you retard, like a fucking AK. You literally use your fucking finger that's right next to the damn button, moron, to pop that out and then pop a new fucking mag in, and then you hit the fucking bolt release. You don't pull the fucking charger handle back, dumbass. So, anyway, yeah, it's a bunch of shit entirely, dude. It's like real, like, honestly, this whole thing might as well say, show me you're a fucking Chinese spy in America without showing me you're a Chinese spy in America, you fucking scumbag commie. So, fucking goddamn commies. So anyway, I really fucking hate communists, dude. I really fucking do. Almost as much as I hate the motherfucking dudes trying to steal women's titles in women's sports right now. Like this fucking asshole guy in Connecticut there. 6'3" man joins girls track and field team in Connecticut High School. Yeah, this big motherfucker right here who's obviously like dwarfing the rest of these actual biological females. And then, of course, people got a problem with this guy's fucking dick swinging in the fucking girl's bathroom and changing room and stuff like that. It's like, it's not surprising at all, bro. So, yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous, dude, entirely. It's absolutely disgusting is what it is. The fuck? That's just weird. So, see, we got 6 hours ago, Americans singing God Bless the USA at Kid Rock's Rock the Country tour last night in some part of Louisiana. So, well, that's pretty crazy. Alex Jones talking about AI is now choosing who to kill in the name of like other countries, basically, and I'll leave it at that. For locating, you guys know which one I'm talking about, by the way. It's over in the Middle East. There's what it is. So, this one I don't know if people have seen this video yet or not, but this one is just weird, and it's literally fucking good old Big Mike, aka Michelle Obama. This fucking kid on top is supposed to be the biological son of, I think it's Dewine Wade and Gabrielle Union or something, who's now living their life as a fucking trans girl, basically. And obviously not passing at all for that matter. And is asking Obama questions about transgenderism. And Obama responding like, oh yeah, like this is how you basically become a trans girl. And it's like, how would you know that Unless you yourself are transgender there, Michelle. Like, yeah, it just seems really fucking fishy entirely, dude. But I swear to God, if they fucking replace Biden with this fucking piece of shit, dude, I'm gonna be like flipping fucking tables for real, man, because there is no way that motherfucker should be allowed in power ever in this country. For so many different reasons, what it is, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. These people, this looks like it's part of India or something, maybe, are using pairs of tweezers because apparently a teeny snake crawled inside a woman's fucking ear canal. And they're trying to get it out of it, is what it is there. Like, bruh, like, fuck that. No. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Jesus fuck, man. I got some more fucking training people that can't pass for fucking women, is what it is. So. Let's see. Huh. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this up and people can read the title of it for themselves, and then we'll leave it at that, basically. So we got American Heart Association was by Procter & Gamble to say was caused by this thing and not that thing. Very interesting. Very interesting. Not to mention the fact that we got forever chemicals of pretty much everything. That's what it is. And there's also cancer and like all these different things what it is too, for that matter. So, Jesus. We got this is a one from the Gays Against Groomers people here about an hour or so ago, saying Transhausen by proxy, which is the new version of Munchausen by proxy thing. It's these mothers that want to claim their kids are transgender when obviously they're just fucking the head of what it is then. And they're trying to make it the new thing, basically. So it celebrates that her daughter is, quote, trans, as she now has the son she always wanted. Said parents like this should lose custody. Their children don't stand a chance. Well, see, and that's the problem, too. And that's one thing I've realized, too, as well. Like, with any of these females like that, dude, it's they either wanted a son or they wanted a daughter, and they got the opposite sex on that one. And instead of just loving their kid for who they actually are and what they were born as, you know, born biologically female or biologically male, they're just like, no, let me go ahead and make this kid what I want. And the thing is, too, if they actually have enough money coming into their life and stuff like that, dude, like they have a good enough job where they can have like a decent lifestyle, whatever the case be, dude, go to the fucking foster care system and foster a kid of the fucking gender you actually want then, if you can't have another kid or whatever then. Like, that's the problem right now, dude. Like, yeah, you've already had, like, the child you maybe wanted or whatever the case maybe didn't want. But that doesn't mean that you can't adopt a kid out of the fucking system, too, for that matter. And give that kid a loving home and treat them just like you would any other child that you had that was biologically yours, is what it is. And that's the problem right now with this country. So, my uncle calling me right now, so I gotta get this. Oh, got a bunch of missed calls here. Let's see, it was also from my uncle earlier today or not. Let's see here. Okay, that was suspected scam. That was last night. Oh, okay, it was my sister and my cousin calling yesterday is what the ones were from. Yeah. Yeah, my uncle was calling me to sit up because we're going to go out tomorrow and get some stuff. Make sure I'm prepared in case things go south on Monday is what it is then. Because we don't want to be out on Monday is what it is then doing things. So, yeah. But, anyway. So yeah, going back to the whole like trans thing, that's what it is. You have these people that are just like so mentally fucked in the head that it's like the James Younger situation, right, with his son there, who the mother wanted I think the mother wanted two kids is what it was. She wanted a biological son, biological daughter. She got two twin boys. And instead of actually treating her twin boys like the great kids that they were, and maybe at some point down the line saying, hey, you know what, we got the money because, you know, I'm a doctor and the husband's whatever then, and we can easily adopt a kid out of the system and stuff like that. She could have actually had her daughter. Or even better, you know what? She could have waited 20 years and had her granddaughter from one of her sons. Instead, what does she do? She falsely claims that one of her sons is a girl named Luna, takes that kid from Texas to California to put them under California laws and stuff like that, to where they can't be given custody back to the father. You got piece of shit judges and piece of shit leftist juries in Texas, like Austin, Houston, whatever it was there, who side with this fucking psychotic lunatic bitch who shouldn't even have a medical license at all in this fucking country because she's supposed to be a child pediatrician, what it was there. And now she has full custody of this kid. As far as I'm aware, James Younger. I'm thinking if the father's name was James or it was the son's name was James. I'm gonna go check this just to make sure on that one because I'm trying to remember exactly who I'm talking about now. Okay, no, it was James Younger. Okay, it was Jeff Younger was the father I was talking about then. So yeah, so Jeff Younger's son James, is now basically about to get completely fucked. Is what it is right now. So this is what a guy named. This is from a couple days ago. This guy was talking about the whole situation here. He said, James Younger is the son of Jeff Younger. Mother kidnapped the son to California to chemically castrate James. They have a hearing on April 25th to determine the final outcome. So we have one more chance to save this kid's life, basically, is what it is. By the end of this month is what it is there. So, yeah, it's just fucked up, man. Let's see. I guess this guy was West Virginia. He was a former state rep then in West Virginia. There's what it was. Yeah, it's just so fucked, dude, is what it is. And for those interested, like, this is the dad and his sons is what it is there about a year ago. And that's the thing, right? Like, what's really fucked up about this story here entirely is you had James, when he was with his father, be like, no, I'm a boy. Like, I want to wear boys' clothes. I'm a fucking boy. And then as soon as he went to his mom, he's like, okay, mommy, I'll put on the fucking dress. Yeah, you can call me Luna now. It's fucked up bullshit, dude, is what it is. It's a fucking sick, disgusting female who clearly is mentally fucked in the head, who needs to be in a goddamn nut house someplace, in any state in this fucking country, honestly. Lose 100% custody of that kid, have Jeff get 100% custody of both of his sons at this point, and mom never has custody ever of these fucking kids ever again because she's in a fucking loony bin someplace. Get the mental help she clearly needs is what it is there. And you have a perfectly healthy kid being able to age up, being able to have a male puberty, being able to keep the ability to be able to have kids of his own someday. And then he becomes a good, mentally adjusted male in society is what it is then, dude. Under his father's guidance. So, it's just fucked up, man. And this is the problem I've had for many, many years in our country right now, honestly. Like, when you have these default judgments, when you have an entire system for over a century right now set up in this country to allow by default judgments where fucking mothers basically get full custody of these kids almost by default every single time, even though they are some of the biggest pieces of shit in these fucking custody battles. It's like, dude, like, the shit needs to change. Like, fathers' rights need to be a real thing in this country is what it is. You know, it's fucking bullshit, dude. It's insane. It's like and I say this obviously because there's another story like that of Ohio for that matter here a couple years ago where it wasn't quite the Jeff Younger story, but it was like a different one kind of thing, but it was sort of the same thing as what was there. Where you had this guy, it was a like late 20s, early 30s black dude here is what it was, who by all definitions was actually one of the few good black fathers out there, was trying to do everything he could to get his little girl away from her sick, fucked up mom, who was clearly like a drug addict, a drunk, etc., abuser, etc. There's what it was. The piece of shit ass fucking criminal Child Protective Services sided with this piece of shit, didn't do nothing to investigate her ass. And then, of course, mom beat this little girl to death when she was in her fucking custody, while dad was fighting for custody of this child. And it's like, bro, like, seriously, like, at what point is enough fucking enough? And then, of course, you got all these guys out here now doing the whole MGTOW thing is what it is, which makes sense because, and from what I've seen with a lot of those guys, especially that Hammerhand dude and stuff, like, that guy has an interesting story. If you've never heard his story, is what it is there, because it's basically about him getting fucked over by his ex-wife and stuff like that, and her trying to take custody of his kids, what it was there, and, put a bunch of child support on him or stuff, even though she was not using it for the kids, she was using it for herself, is what it was then, and him actually having to buy his son, like, other things after the fact, is what it was then, like shoes and clothes and shit, because mom was missing the funds, is what it was there. And that's another thing, too, for that matter. And that's a lot of cases why you have these custody battles like that, where you have these women that'll, get all that fucking child support money and stuff like that. And then instead of it actually being purposely put on something where they can't use it for themselves, they'll go out there and get their nails done and their hair, looking all nice and stuff like that, and basically making themselves all beautiful and things like that. Misusing the funds, misappropriating funds, stealing funds is what it is in many cases, to do that shit. And then you got the fucking fathers who wonder why their kids are going hungry and shit, dude. And it's like, it's bullshit, dude, entirely. I think, honestly, like, you're going to see stuff and, like, a real crazy fall happen in this country whenever things do fall completely apart, because I think you're going to see a lot of people get murked out is what it'll be, dude. Like, when the rule of law is irrelevant in the coming, months to a year or so, give or take, depending on how close we fall to that is what it is there, how far down the rabbit hole we go towards the actual collapse in this country in that time period, I think you're definitely going to see a lot of people basically finally get what's coming to them is what it is, being politicians, obviously, on that one. And then you're going to see a lot of other people in society, like these scumbag-ass females and stuff like that out there, finally learning, like, the true what like, patriarchy really looks like kind of thing, like an iron fist kind of shit it'll be, dude. And then there'll be all these fathers that got fucked over in custody battles just being like, nope, I'm going to go take my kids now from this stupid bitch. I know exactly where she's at and stuff like that. And just walk in there and it's like, club, bang, etc. there. It's like, okay, kids, come on with daddy now. So, yeah, I wouldn't be this surprised if she shit like that's what it is, dude. So, anyway. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it doesn't lead to that, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised about it if it did, because, again, shit's fucking nuts, dude. It's only a matter of time before, things completely break down in this country, I believe is what it is. And when that happens, it's going to fall so fast, man. It's going to be such a quick descent into insanity, basically, that people aren't going to realize how quickly shit was able to fall until after the fact, until decades later when they're writing history books. People are like, wow, that really went down fast, didn't it? So, yeah. Although then again, it could be a best case scenario thing where, this coming Monday, it's just some kind of crazy event where we just have a mass awakening of some kind, and it's, us just being like essentially to a higher plane kind of thing or something like that, where we can now communicate with like extraterrestrials or something like that have been on Earth for, centuries and stuff like that or something. And it's just, like telepathy communication and stuff like that or something that we now have access to as human beings and stuff like that or something. That'd be pretty cool. Kind of like in that Invincible show where you got the guy who has to like look directly at somebody and do like, like thought patterns into their heads and shit like that's what it is there. That would actually be pretty cool, dude. I wouldn't mind having that kind of ability. to where you could basically like be in the presence of someone else or whatever the case be, and like just look directly into their eyes or whatever, and you're just communicating telepathically then at that point, where you can just talk in your mind is what it is then without having to open your mouths and shit. So I think honestly there's a lot of alien races out there in our multiverse, in our galaxy, etc. there. Or sorry, not multiverse, in our galaxy, actually, the Milky Way, here's what it is, that have the ability to do stuff like that. And it would be similar to the Independence Day movie where you got the aliens sort of using other people to communicate through them and shit is what it is. But it can actually speak telepathically, like mind to mind kind of thing with somebody, and so what it is there. So, yeah. Either way, it's pretty interesting. And like I said, shit's about to get real crazy real quick. I think we may do another chat later. I'm not sure yet. I'm debating if right now if I want to do that or not. Because if we do, it'll be a standard ground Saturday at some point here. But I'm already kind of tired right now. I don't really feel the greatest, honestly. My hip is starting to hurt again, too, like fucking crazy. And then have to go see the chiropractor here again sometime this week, is what it'll be probably. And go from there, basically. So also got to try to clean up the house now, even with my bad hip and shit. So going to try to just start moving through a bunch of this shit and just, I think a lot of things that are just sitting by me right now could easily just be tossed into like one box together, essentially is what it'll be. So just how much can that box actually hold is what the problem is, because it's all the small ass boxes and not bigger boxes then that need to be slightly bigger is what it is then. So anyway, as it was, I had no leg cramp going on today for some reason, which I don't know what's going on with those, is what it is anymore, but it's like the third one I've had in like the past like 10 days or something, which is not good. I think it's just falling asleep out here is what it is, and having my legs up on the fucking footstool and then having like one of them like fall down and shit. So it's like not allowing like blood flow to circulate properly or something maybe. So I don't know, man. But either way, it's not fun. And it could just be me being dehydrated and stuff like that, since I know I'm not. I know since mom's death, I'm drinking probably at least a good half gallon less water a day. And it's mostly having to, be in such pain that I'm all the time and trying to get up to get anything to drink is what it is. So I'll tell you one thing. Whenever I do move out of this place, whenever it's sold and stuff, and I go into a different place, whatever the case be, if I can find a decent enough place to live into or whatever, then I'm planning on buying a little mini fridge, what it's going to be. And I'm just going to have that shit set up right by the fucking chair I'm sitting in every time, to where I can literally just open the motherfucker up and just pull out like a bottle of water from it. Like not like the actual bottles from the store or whatever, but have like, like water I put into there, whatever the case be. And then just drink out of those every day is what it'll be then. As like extra water, if that be the case then. So making sure I'm not getting dehydrated and stuff. And then, obviously it would just be a matter of getting up and going to the bathroom as it would be then. So, but yeah, it's the whole thing, man. So, and then again, it could just be medical issues too, for that matter, that are causing the cramping and stuff. So, all I know is an underlying medical condition or something like that, for all that matters. So, who knows, man? Who knows? But either way, that's pretty much where I'm at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good one, y'all. Stay safe for the eclipse, because you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, you should be carrying, no matter what, at least, some kind of a handgun. If not, in your vehicle, have some kind of a long gun if you can legally. So, because you never fucking know, man. Shit's going to be weird that day, and it could be, like I said, when you got the fucking feds and the mainstream media now warning of potential terrorist attacks by Islam and shit like that day, like, yeah, that's exactly why I plan on being here with an AR next to me, is what it is, dude. Loaded up, chambered up, etc. And have a few handguns at the ready as well, for that matter, just in case. So, anyway. But yeah, other than that, though, that's what I'm at for the day. It's been real, it's been fun. It's been real fun in some cases. It's been real crazy in some cases. And in about 48 hours from now, not quite, actually, about 45 out 40. Let me think now. About 41 to 43 hours from now is when the solar eclipse will be taking place then. So, yeah. Or no. Did I just... Wait, I'm trying to think now. It's almost 7 o'clock right now, so it'd be like 2 something to 3 something. So, that'd be... That's 5 hours. Yeah, about 43 hours, give or take. Like 40, 43, 44, something like that is what will happen there. So, yeah. Fun times ahead, though, for real. And, like I said, hopefully nothing goes down. But, I mean, given what's all, happening right now and the possibility of, like, Book of Revelations and shit like that kind of shit going on. So who the hell knows, man? Could be anything right now. Could be nothing, though, entirely. And it could just be us all, like I said, hopefully it'll be some kind of angelic thing and not some kind of demonic thing. Because when I was talking to Corey this morning, actually, he was saying it to me. I guess there's been talk of this possibly leading to like 4 or 5 days after the fact of like blackouts, more or less. And it's like, that's just what we don't need, obviously. So, yeah. If our fucking country blacks out for like 4 or 5 days, dude, like, oh, buddy, that is not going to be a fun time at all. So, especially if there's like no power blackout kind of stuff, because, depending on weather conditions, obviously, because it's supposed to be snowing here in the coming days here in Ohio. So, hopefully not, then, if that be the case, because that's the last damn thing we would need. That being said, thankfully, Mom always kept a shitload of blankets in the house. So if worst comes to worst, I could just bundle up in a fucking blanket or in a bunch of blankets and then just like essentially just like bear sleep for a couple days. It'll be then, and then it would just be having some water close to the bed or whatever, and having like having a bunch of thermal stuff that I can put on and stuff like layering and whatnot. And then just essentially, like I said, essentially just like bear nap for a couple days. It'll be then. Only to get up to sleep and piss, basically, it'll be. And if I have to take a shit, obviously. So, and then going back to sleep, it'll be then after that. Then, since there won't be anything else to do, it'll be. So, anyway, but yeah, hopefully that's not the case at all, and hopefully we can just have things go smoothly on the 8th, and it's just nothing. It's just people over exaggerating what it would be or something like that kind of thing, and who the hell knows. But anyway. That's been it for the day, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see y'all on the next one. Have a good one, y'all. And like I said, stay safe, stay vigilant, all that good stuff. And always know your exits. Always know your surroundings. Always know who is by you and what is by you and who potentially could be a verified threat to you and your safety and your family's safety, etc. And if you have to, make sure that you have the tools at hand to be able to deal with that threat accordingly and keep your family and yourself safe is what it is. Have a good one, y'all. Later.